So this is unit 1 that you're going to be going through. I, advise you to take notes, and the beauty
Definitely take notes. That's big. Like if you don't have a notepad, get it now. You're going to want to write these things down.
And maybe in your notes, take a note of the minutes. Like if something's said that you really like, pause and write down, the minutes and the seconds of this video so that you can easily reference it back. So unit 1, let's get started. Let's jump into this, guys. And Lynette and I will both kind of take these things on. And these next unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, maybe just me, maybe just her. We'll see how this goes for the next few units and who's delivering the information. But Facebook, guys, listen, one of the things I try to do is I try to pay attention where people's interest is. And just look around at the next time you're at a stoplight, look to your left, look to your right, and look at what people are doing.
They're not looking at the light. They're not looking at the road.
And so they're looking at their phone. And guess what usually they're looking at? Facebook. 2 billion active users, guys, on Facebook. And you get, not only with Facebook do you get to talk to the people you know, but the beauty is if you do it right, you build kind of like a global community. I mean,
right.
People, you get a global reach on this thing. So I know, Lynette, you pulled up some of these other statistics.
Well, yeah, because I don't think a lot of people even realize the magnitude of the attention that people are giving to Facebook. It's like you've got an audience right there to access whatever you want to provide them with. That alleviates having to pick up the phone and put this in front of people the way that we used to do that. It used to be the only method. So this is just another method. But look at some of those statistics, you guys. Talking about that fourth one there, Facebook users watch 100 million hours of video a day. You guys, we're going to talk a little bit in one of the other units about Facebook Lives. That's like capturing audience in a big way. That last statistic, Facebook users had more than 7 billion conversations a day on Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger is like the new WhatsApp or text messaging. It's like it kind of brings everybody all together. There's so many tools on Facebook Messenger we're going to break down for you. So effective.
It's awesome. Facebook Messenger is like the next level of texting communication, because as you're going to hear in the next units, not only are we texting there, but you're able to use voice message, even video message, right, as well as 3-way conversations for third-party validation. It's pretty incredible. And video is king, going back to that 100 million hours of video a day. And simply, guys, Facebook loves video, and they love you to stay on Facebook. They don't own YouTube. Google owns YouTube. So Facebook's way of competing with YouTube is Facebook Live. They love video, and I didn't love video to start. I still kind of struggle with pushing the button to go live, but let me tell you, a lot of our enrollments are coming from Facebook Live. So guys, the simple fact is, and we're talking about social media, but really the granddaddy is Facebook. Facebook allows you to do things that no other platform allows you to do to build specifically a business in network marketing.
And I think a lot of the principles would apply if somebody has a different favorite social media avenue. It's just some of the basics that, settings and that sort of thing is going to be applicable to Facebook. But the premise of what we're teaching,
yeah, I mean, Snap or Instagram are huge platforms, but Facebook's the granddaddy.
It is.
So let's go to this next slide, guys. Getting started. So all I'm going to say here, guys, is that whether you're on Facebook or you are just now getting started to Facebook, you need to take a look at what your account looks like. And I want you to think of your profile as a resume. Like if you were going in for a job, a very high paying job, you would probably care about the way you look that day. You would probably care about every aspect of that resume. You would do a really good job. Well, in today's world, guys, I'm going to tell you, employers are using Facebook. And if someone's going to join you in your network marketing business as a customer or as a business partner, your Facebook profile is sometimes whether you're in or out, right? And so we're going to be talking about a makeover for your profile picture, your wall. Your wall is what you post every day. That's your wall, and the pictures that surround that account.
Yeah, and so we know that we're talking to a diverse audience. We know that some of you guys have been on Facebook and have lots of experience. Others have not. So we're going to try to ensure that we're covering both sides of that. If you've never been on Facebook, you just go to Facebook and create an account the same way you would any other website, right? You've got to enter your email address and password. You're going to want to have your profile picture right then, because it's going to start asking you pictures. It's going to start asking you for things to set up your account, your profile picture being one of them. So it's good to, and we're going to explain how to do that, but it's good to have that stuff ready so that when you go to set up your account, you're prepared with the information that you need.
Yeah, if you already have an account, like you're like, hey, I'm a pro, what I want you to do is I want you to go back through all of your pictures, and I want you to remove anything that would not shed you in a positive light. Because now that you are in network marketing, your Facebook account is no longer going to be used just for social interaction. It's now a business tool, right? And so as a business tool, you want to represent yourself in the best light. So any crazy party pictures, anything that would stand out as like, whoa, I don't know if I want to do business with this person. And for that matter, I'm going to tell you guys, there's 3 standards in business that are no-nos, okay? Your faith. Now, what I mean is it's perfectly fine to express your faith, but being judgmental of other people,
right?
Kind of singling other people out. You can do it, but I wouldn't suggest it.
Well, again, remember, attraction marketing.
Correct.
You're trying to attract people to you, not repel them from you.
Yeah, good point. Like if you're only trying to attract people that believe exactly the way you believe, then maybe you just put it out there. Or maybe you have really strong political views. That means the other half of the United States is probably going to think you're kind of dumb at times, right? And so I wouldn't put anything of politics on there. And of course, you got to be careful with, sexual innuendos and that sort of stuff that's on there. And so last thing I'll tell you on that topic is use Facebook as an outlet for positivity, not negativity. So if you're mad at someone, if your boyfriend or your husband cheated on you, leave that off Facebook.
Yeah.
Like that's not, no one's going to be attracted to that. Right. So, put positivity out, not negativity. Just, we're going to hit on a bunch of cool topics today as you go through this.
The topic of branding yourself, not the company. A lot of times people get so excited, which is part of the reason we're doing this training. They get so excited. One of the first things they do is go to social media and start blabbing about what they're doing. They put right in the top section where it's describing you where you work, LifeVantage. You guys, here's the thing. You want to attract them to you to where they want to reach out and ask, what are you doing? What is that? So we're going to teach you a little, like you're like dropping little breadcrumbs to lead them back to you so that a conversation can be had. Because here's the deal. I recognize that this is a different platform, but it's still a person-to-person business. It's still a relationship business. So you have to build relationships with people or nurture relationships with people because they are going to come to you, not your product, right? So you have to work both angles. And so anyway, it's about branding yourself, not the company.
Yeah, we're going to get into some specifics. Just if you already have an account and you got your company name plastered all over your account, remove it immediately. It's just not what the top income earners in network marketing are doing. It's just not. So let's jump into some specifics. So let's look at some examples of profile pictures. Now we're going to talk about profile pictures. We're going to talk about the background or banner picture, as well as some of the pictures you get to highlight in your profile. And so I'll start with the first one. And so got a picture of Lynette there. And what you just want to key in on, guys, is you want a nice up close picture, right? So we've been kind of advised that kind of around the shoulders or up, or waist high maybe and up, but you don't want full frame or full body pictures because you end up being like a little speck on a mobile device.
On
a mobile device. All right. So quickly you want people to be able to identify who you are when you're communicating with them. So Lynette just took this shot. Like, you don't have to go spend a bunch of money on professional shots. In fact, I would advise you not to do that. I think you said you took that picture in the car.
I was in the car. Obviously, it's, and you guys, there's so much better pictures that are out there, but for the sake of simplicity, we just used mine because it is, shoulders up. The background, your background picture, you basically want it to either be a little bit like lifestyle, your family. You want it to portray a little bit of who you are and your likes, without being too much.
Yeah. So Lynette's got, a picture of the sunset there. And so, if you have a family, you may want to show family there. If you have some hobbies or interests, what you're doing in this second level picture, the banner picture, is just showing what your interests are, just without any words, who you are. So when people are looking at your profile, they're like, wait a second, hey, this person loves the water. I love the water. Or they love nature and the sunsets. Okay. So then go to the next picture. And I don't know who this lady is. I'm sure she's amazing. It's just stuff I pulled off Facebook. Look at her profile picture, right? It's a picture of 4 dogs. So that is examples of things you don't want to do.
And let me just hit on that, you guys, because at some point you're going to be friend requesting people who don't know you, right? And so when they look at this friend request and they look at the person who sent it, in this case, they're going to see 4 dogs. It doesn't tell them anything about you. It doesn't make them go, oh, I'd like to know more about her or him. They go, I don't know who this is. I don't know what they want. And so that's part of the deal of making sure that your profile picture is of you. Also, her background picture, it's kind of like a fun party type of a deal. It says Mardi Gras there. Here's the thing. We're trying to build our accounts for the purpose of maximizing and building our business. Okay. So for her, it looks like her business is she's a DJ. So she's going to be at parties and having fun. That's perfect for her. That's not what we're doing, right?
Right. So to be clear, we don't want your profile picture to be of your family or your animals or your car. Your profile picture needs to be of you, and it needs to be like waist up, preferably shoulder up. And that third picture you're looking at is on my profile page, and you get to pick 5 pictures that kind of summarizes what you want the world to see when they first go on your account. And so with ours, you can see a picture of Lynette and I. We're obviously a married couple. You see a couple pictures of business there with John Maxwell and Eric Worre, kind of saying like, hey, we've done some things in network marketing. We've been fortunate to be around some pretty cool people. So we've got those images. The other is our family. There's our kids, right, out on the water. And the final one is us having fun. Like, we just come off the boat that day. And so showing people that we're normal people. We've got a family. We're not just these stuffy people that wear suits all the time, right? So let's jump in now beyond the profile pictures to a little bit.
I was just going to point out that where it shows there, like the little description underneath my picture, that's the about section. Well, I don't know.
We're going to cover that next.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so how to use your Facebook settings, all right? So this is basically where you're going to start to set up your bio and your about section. So what Lynette was just talking about is called your bio. So, for her, she's a mom, right? She's a wife. She's an entrepreneur. So that's your bio. You get to kind of set that up in there of just quickly, a few sentences, a few words of what you're about. Mm-hmm. And then in the about section, you get to go into a little bit more detail, maybe where you were born, where you live, what school you went to, what kind of degrees you have, what some of your interests are. And that's where you get to tell a little bit more of your story, but still really, really quickly.
And I would encourage you guys, don't skip this step. I'll get friend requests and I don't know enough about the person to want to accept them. A lot of times they have it closed off if you're not friends. But if they haven't given me enough in the bio or about section, I don't want to have them as my friend. Like, it makes me a little skeptical of who they are and what they're trying to accomplish.
Right. So now let's share the screen. I'm going to share our screen here, and we're going to share not only the laptop, but the cell phone to kind of show you where some of this stuff is at. So bear with me one second as we do this. Let me share. Let's see, we're already sharing there. We're going to come out of the PowerPoint, and this time we're going to share screen, and let's see if we can go over to the phone, and let's see what we get here. Yeah. Here we go, pretty soon. There it is, okay? So now we've got my phone up, all right? So we're gonna go into my Facebook account, and now what you do, oh, I clicked the wrong button, is basically go into your account, all right? And you can see the edit buttons. So if you don't like your profile picture, you just hit the edit button. If you don't like the background picture, you just hit the edit button. And then right underneath my profile picture, you'll see my name, Brandon Cunningham, but then you see a father, a husband, an entrepreneur. If you don't like that and you want to change it up, just hit the edit button. If you have nothing, obviously, again, hit the edit button there, okay? So you can kind of see I'm from Houma, Louisiana. I live in Bradenton, Florida. There's those 5 pictures we were talking about, and then into the post. Now, let me come off of my phone, and we're going to jump into the laptop so I can show you how you can get into those settings again on a laptop. I think it's a little bit easier. Let's see. Yep, we're sharing there. And here's our Facebook account, and no telling what all that is. Let me move some of this stuff around. We were working this morning pretty feverishly, so I'm going to get into the settings here for us. So it's this little button right here, this little drop down. And we can come down into settings right there. All right. And then now you'll see you're in general account settings. And so go over to the privacy button, right? And this is where we begin to get into some pretty important stuff that we're going to do, right? So who can see my stuff, right? You want to be able to make that public because you want the people to see what you're putting out on Facebook. But of course, you can edit that to be just your friends or maybe friends of friends. This is really important here. Who can see your friends list? I like protecting my friends. I don't like people on Facebook being able to go in and see all of my friends or be able to, I just like trying to keep that as private as possible because it's like a friendship, right? You got to protect that friendship. And so I have only me can see my friends. And then who can look me up? I got my friends can look me up with an email address. But more importantly now, let's go over to the timeline and tagging. This is really important. Who can post on your timeline? Well, my friends can. And who can see what others post on your timeline? Everyone, right? But I don't want everyone posting on my timeline. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to allow people to post on your timeline, go down to review right here, okay? This is super important, guys. It says review post you're tagged in before the post appears on your timeline. And I've got that on, meaning people can put things on my timeline, but it doesn't mean it's going to get that I'm going to approve it, right? So you may have saw I had like 1,800 pending posts. That's people that have tagged me that I'm not putting that on my timeline, all right? And so make sure that you go into your timeline and tagging and privacy settings and set up your account appropriately. This allows you to customize who sees your stuff and how far your reach is going to be, all right? So anything you want to add to that while I go back?
No.
Okay. All right, cool. Give me 1 second to get back to our PowerPoint, which should be, well, I'm going to have to go back and share the screen because I think I turned it off. So we're just doing this live for you guys. Here we go, share screen. So let me.
I was going to say, if you minimize that page, isn't it behind it?
No, here it is right here. So let's go full screen again. Let's see, it's going to let me. There we go. It's a little slow. All right. So again, use your bio and your about section to tell a quick story about yourself. You want to control the posts that are on your wall. You want to control who sees your post, and you want to protect your friends list.
You know, on that topic, I didn't realize too that when you post something right there, before you post it, it gives you the option of picking who sees it. So maybe you have one post that you only want your friends to see. Or maybe you have a post that you want the public to see. With each post, you can alter it. Now, it does default back to whatever you did last, but just know that you can control each post that way.
All right, so now let's get into a question that probably is what keeps a lot of people from participating on Facebook, and that is, what do I say? Like, do I just take pictures of my food? Well, I mean, what do I say? And so this is really a fun topic to cover, and I hope in the next couple of minutes we can kind of make sense for you.
And I think it's a learned behavior too,
Sure.
right? Like you start becoming aware of things that you can maybe put on there because you're smiling about the post I put last night, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
I couldn't miss the opportunity. Last night we had a family game night and it was straight up comedy. And so I just shared it. I thought others would
joke on
enjoy.
me. It's okay. I got you. I got jokes. So listen, think of your Facebook account as a television station. So maybe you've got a favorite show, and it's your favorite show because you like the content, whether it's funny or it's informative. But what if there were more commercials than content? You wouldn't watch that station.
No.
So this is not about spamming your friends all day, every day with your product. It's not. You've got to provide more value than sales, okay? That is attraction marketing, guys, all right? So think of your your Facebook account as a TV station, and then you want to identify your audience. In other words, who can you serve, right? Meaning, for me, like I'm a male in my mid-40s, I've got a wife, I've got kids, I've owned businesses, and you want to understand who is going to be watching your content first, people that are going to relate to you, all right? So you need to identify your audience by knowing what your abilities and talents, where they are, and what you can provide and what you can serve. So just like a TV station again, are you going to be a sitcom, or are you going to be the news? Are you going to be sports? What are you going to be? So you need to identify your audience. And next you want to start with some specifics. So you don't want to try to speak to the 20-year-olds and the 80 or 90-year-olds, right? You want to speak to a certain niche audience. And so just think of that. And as your content develops, as you get better on Facebook, and as your audience grows, okay, then you can widen out to an audience of people of all ages and all races and all nationalities, because you will now have a following, and there'll be content of benefit to everybody.
And if you're kind of talking to them as a friend, your posts, your lives, it should be as if you're talking to a friend, because if not, it just comes off weird. It's people aren't going to be attracted to that.
So yeah, you can think about your content as what do your friends need? What do your friends like? What do your friends want? What are your friends' goals and aspirations? What's holding them back from getting some of the things that they want? And that's the kind of content that you want to provide. And so let's just give you a few situations. Maybe you're a realtor. Okay, there's a lot of realtors out there. As a realtor, you can kill it on Facebook as an attraction marketing platform, because at some point in most people's lives, they want a home, right? And there's a lot of questions that they usually have to pay someone to get information for, right? And if you're on Facebook giving away that information, it's good. I mean, telling people what to be prepared for as they go to the closing table. I mean, most people have no idea what happens, right? Or as you're putting offers in and counter offers. As a realtor, I mean, you have such an ability, but it's not just realtors. What if you're a business owner? You can talk about how to get hired. Like what's an employer looking for as you walk through the door? A wide range of things.
So you're basically identifying yourself, right? Identifying your strong suits and what value you can give to others. If you're a stay-at-home mom, maybe your children are incredibly important to you, and you really work hard to have natural remedies and healthy meals and exercise. And well, then talk to that audience. If that's who you're going to relate to the most, that's where your passion lies. So share recipes, share home remedies, share a favorite game that you play with the kids, or
teacher,
favorite pastime.
Like a school teacher. I mean, if you got kids, your kids end up in school. As a school teacher, tell the world,
homework tips.
Tell them, how to get on the teacher's good side. If you're a mom, talk to the new moms. Tell them all the stuff you went through. Tell them the things that you did that helped you juggle life, and just goes on and on and on.
So identify your strong points and then share that. That's a great way to identify how can I add value to others.
And I will tell you, please don't go on and try to fake it. Like, don't go on social media and try to tell people how to be a successful network marketer when you yourself have not done that. That would like me going on and telling people how to be a grandparent when I'm not a grandparent yet, right? So be careful with that. And your content should be centered on the information that your audience is looking for, right? So it should be centered around your audience and what information is helping them to just get it, right? I'm gonna have to pause. I don't know what that's about.
Oh.
What's that? Your content should be centered on what your audience wants and information. Okay.
I think that we've, covered it.
Yeah. Okay.
You need to do
Yeah, we gotta cut that out. So your content, guys, just to kind of summarize this, should be centered on what your audience wants. Okay. They all want something, whether they want to have kids that grow up well, or they want to get a new job, or they want to learn how to fish, or they want to learn how to sew. That's what they want. Then teach them how to get it. Mm-hmm. That's how you develop content, right? So let's go to a strategy. You want to tackle this?
Well, I can. The strategy is having 14 posts a week. So that's 2 a day, 3 of which are going to be soft sells, 1 hard sell, and the rest is just everyday stuff. Lifestyle, interest, value, all of those things that you can just, maybe post what's your favorite concert, or like I did, family game night.
Right. Or what we were just talking about, right? So
right.
Interest / value. So game night, puppies, we'll show you some examples.
And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I struggle with this a little bit. I'm just being real, but I do ensure that 1 post a day happens, right? So the consistency of being on there is more important than getting the exact numbers right. So ensure you're on there at least once a day. I think you talk about later, maybe no more than 3 times a day. But in this example, like ideal circumstance, twice a day, and that following that kind of regimen there.
Yeah, go to the TV station. Like Oprah didn't become Oprah by skipping days. Like wasn't she on 5 days a week?
You guys know anything that you have success with comes from consistency. And so that's what this strategy is all about.
Right. So if it's overwhelming, you can cut this in half, but at least once a day. So that's 10 kind of lifestyle / interest posts per week. And then 3 soft sales. So let's go into some examples of what a soft sale looks like. All right. So, honestly, let's back up a second. Lifestyle and interest posts, some examples there, right? So we've got some screenshots. Again, we just used ours, not because ours is the best. It's just that we didn't want to show any kind of favoritism, honestly, right? And so the first one there, you see my daughter and I, we took our lab down to a place, a doggy spa, because it was too cold to give him a bath. Really cool experience with us. So shows the world that I've got a daughter and I've got dogs and we have fun together, right? The next one, lifestyle. My son and I, the family, we got to go to the football game. We got field passes. It was awesome. So you can see I was hanging with Fred Graves and Emeril Lagasse. It was insane, right? So we put a bunch of pictures in there. The third picture, we were out in California celebrating 25 years of marriage. Pretty incredible. And you can see the comments. 310 comments on that post, 694 likes on that post. Now, that's not setting the world on fire. There are people that get more traction than that. But for us, with only being on for a couple years, that's something that a post like that can get in front of a lot of eyeballs. Mm-hmm. And so let me switch gears now to a soft sell post. The soft sell post is something that would be centered around your business and what business you're in. Of course, we're in the wellness industry, biohacking, right? And so I put a post on about celery. And you'll notice that I ask questions because questions engage your audience. I don't just make statements. So I just said, guys, help me find a way to eat more celery. Who knew it was so good for you? Any recipes with a question mark? And I got hundreds and hundreds of comments on that, right? Or the second one is about health. And I borrowed that picture and I gave them props for it, right? I saw this picture, took a screenshot, and it was basically kind of a jab at the pharmaceutical world and how silly people are sometimes about all natural supplements. Like, goes through all this stuff. And yeah, I had some people that contacted me, some doctors that contacted me and said, why don't you get your facts straight? And I laughed it off, guys. I'm like, well, help me get my facts straight, right? But the vast majority of people love the post, and I'm actually thinking about making one of those t-shirts. The third one is some people that we personally enrolled. So it shows the team, it shows success, right? I'm like, hey, our team's on fire. Some new business partners just joined us. These are soft sells. They're not call to action.
Yeah, because it's related to what we do, right? Health and wellness. So each of those posts, well, the first two are related to that. The third one is about our team. And it kind of, it says a lot without saying anything to someone who doesn't know what we do. And so that's why it's considered to be a soft sell.
That's right. And so now let's get into the hard sale. And listen, it's hard for me even still to do a hard sale because I don't want to feel salesy. I don't want to feel icky. And I'm going to tell you, I do most of my hard sales on Facebook Live. So there's no way for me to do a Facebook Live in this PowerPoint. So if you want to see how I really hard sell, or any of the others that are doing attraction marketing on social media, go probably to their Facebook Lives to see it. But this one specifically is about a weight loss challenge. And you see before and after pictures. So we're getting specific. We're really creating curiosity. And in this post, I encourage people that if they were ready for a transformation, if they were ready to take control of their health, to message me. Do not put links. Facebook hates links. Facebook does not want you leaving Facebook. Do not put links in your posts because Facebook will shut it down.
Well, and I don't know I don't remember that we're going to talk about this later. So if somebody asks you about that in the, underneath, make sure that you don't answer them there. Say that you're going to private message them. That way the people know that, yes, you did respond to the person's question and how you handled it. And it also allows you to have a conversation offline as opposed to just answering their question and then it's done.
Yeah, and that rule applies not only to your wall, your personal profile wall, but to when you're in groups. Like, do not put links in groups because the moderators or the administrators of those groups may kick you out of the group. Facebook doesn't like it. So Facebook makes the rules, play by the rules. Just tell people, encourage them to write something in the comments like, if you're interested, type transformation or something like that, I'll message you, right? So this is an example of a hard sale. Do one a week, or if you're only doing one post a day, maybe it's one every other week. But this is what attraction marketing looks like, guys. So just remember 14-3-1, right? 10 posts of lifestyle and interests. 3 posts, soft sale, 1 post, hard sale, right? So wrapping this thing up, guys, it's time to get started. And you're like, oh no, I got to get started. So listen, there is something that I learned from John Maxwell. It's called the law of diminishing intent. And it basically says the longer you take to do something, the better chance you will do nothing. And so you guys have taken the time to look at this training. I'm sure you're going to look at the next units that we've produced. Your time is precious. You're curious. Guys, it's like jumping off of a diving board for the first time, right? If you just walk out to the edge and stare, it looks a long ways down. Just jump. Just jump in. It's if we follow some of these guidelines, it's you're not going to get too bloodied up. But get started, guys. Go in and create some accountability. I mean, accountability is huge in our business. It's huge in life. Go out to your support team and say, guys, I'm nervous about Facebook, and let them know you're jumping in and comment. Hey, encourage them to comment on your stuff and you comment on their stuff. And it kind of creates some community there that your friends can see that you're not alone, right? Okay. And the last thing I would say is don't go to Facebook jail. All right. So Facebook will shut you down if you're posting too much. And we're going to get more into this when you're friending people in the next unit, how to database. So just a rule of thumb, at least one post a day and no more than 3. Like don't post 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day, 10 times, because there's a really good chance that Facebook will lock you out. And I don't know, they put you in the corner and they tell you when you can come out of the corner, I guess. So let me shut down this share. And we'll come back to just Lynette and I. So thank you guys so much. I hope that was a great start to your journey with us with social media and attraction marketing. I can tell you, Lynette and I at times are like, what are we going to post today, right? But it's been phenomenal. The majority of our enrollments right now are coming through social media. And we just thought, hey, what network marketing is really about is growing as a person and then sharing that information. So a lot of the stuff we're sharing is not original content. We've learned it.
Right.
It's just that we're going to blend what we've learned from multiple mentors, and we're going to deliver it to you guys for what's working for us today.
And take the time to go through the other units. I know that it's a time commitment to do it, but we're going to share some really strong nuts and bolts that will be highly effective when you implement them in growing your business through social media. So thank you guys for joining us, and stay tuned for the next unit.
Coming up. Bye.